So I don't know how well you remember that. But my y1 is the 8. The m is the minus 48. And then we've got an x minus, and then the x2 is the minus 2. All right, so let's just do some simplifying, and then we'll go ahead and put these on a graph to see if it makes sense. And I wanted to take a step back because I was just doubting myself for a minute, but I think I'm good. Okay, so I'm gonna put plus signs there. But the negative 48 times 2 is plus 96. And those numbers seem real big, which is when I start second guessing myself. In fact, this slope makes me really think about whether I did this right or not. But hopefully the graph will confirm our work, and let me try that again. Worst case scenario, I'll just do it freehand. Worst case scenario, it'll alert us of a mistake, and maybe we can fix that mistake. Okay, so graphing always kind of brings everything home, and I'm going to use Desmos. And let me, I believe, am I sharing the graphing calculator?
I can't see it.
Okay, let me try that again. Okay, this is what I want to share with you. You are seeing it now, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so that's a very odd looking graph. Okay. It's a very odd looking graph, but hey, it is what it is, right? Now, the interesting thing is how steep this side is over here. So that's making me feel a little better about the line that I got. So that's the original function. I don't know if this will accept function notation, because that would be nice. I guess it does. So that gives us a better reminder of what we did. And let me go back to the paint. So it might be helpful to write this function. I don't know if it'll accept the G, but let's just remember minus 48x plus 104. That's the important part. Minus 48x plus 104. Minus 48x plus 104. And that is, I think, really interesting because it's not what I expected, but it looks right. Let me see if there's a way to. Yeah, I feel like I should go back and check because it doesn't look like a tangent line for me. So let me go back and double check some of the work. So I went back and it looks like this 48 times 2 should have given me a minus 96, which then would have given me a 88, a minus 88. Minus 88. So let's try that. So let's make that change. Let's scoot this over and there we go. Now you see that it is indeed the tangent line. So as I said, sometimes the graphs will help you catch where your mistakes are. All right, so here's another problem, and it's going to combine the chain rule and the product rule. So you've got these two rules that have a lot going on in them, and we're just going to have to work through them. And so let me go ahead and copy that problem and then transfer it over to my paint screen where it's easier for me to show you my solution. All right, so I've got my problem on my paint screen. Let me go ahead and share that. And let me make sure yes, I am recording. All right, so let me go ahead and show that. All right, so here's what we need to do then. So I need to find h prime, which is the derivative of h. But indeed, this is we're going to first think of this in terms of the product rule, because this is a product of this function and a product of this function. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to put for the product rule, what you have to do is you take your function, your first function, and you take its derivative, and you leave the second one alone. Okay, and then for the chain rule, for the product rule, it's there's an addition sign there, and then you leave the first function alone, of the product. And you take the derivative of the second one. So that tells me I need to take the derivative. All right, so then let's take the derivative of this. So now I need to use the chain rule. So that 5 needs to go to the front, and I have to subtract 1, right? So then it's going to be, and I'll leave it in brackets for now. This becomes a 4. But it's a chain rule, so I need the derivative of the 2x plus 1, so that's just 2. All right, so we're done with that. Except it's the product rule, so I need to bring this down. And I may have too many brackets and parentheses at this point, but I'm okay to just leave them there. All right, now, at least for this step, I leave this function alone. And I take the derivative of the second function, but I need to do that using the chain rule. All right, so all we're left to do is to try our best to simplify, because I think when you input answers, the computer prefers when you do that. So take those two and multiply them. So that's 10. And I really can't do, that's a 2 there. Let me see if I could do a nicer 2. I don't think I can do anything else. Then it's the 3x minus 2 to the 7th power. The only thing here I can do is multiply the 7 and the 3, which is a 21. But the 2x plus 1 to the 5th power, I don't want to multiply that out. Nor do I want to multiply this out. I would look. I would look. I don't know if that's the way they're gonna want it, because one of the things I'm seeing is that they have a 3x minus 2 to the 6th power in common. So I suppose that another way to write this might be like this, but I don't know that it really does a whole lot for us. Oh, there's a 2x plus 1 here too. Hold on, let me go back a step. Or a few steps. And this will be the last problem that I record, because I think that's more than what you even want, or at least that's about as much as you want from me. So I guess you can bring that to the 4th power out, because they both have the 2x plus 1. So then that would leave me with 3x minus 2. There's only 1 left. there's also a 10 in there because it still has this 10. And then there's the 21. And I only took out 4 of these. So I guess there is some considerable simplifying still. Let's see, this gives me 30x plus 42x.
Can you scroll your screen down a little bit, please?
Okay, yeah, I didn't know it was not showing up. Is it a little better?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so I'm getting a 30x plus 42x. So that's 72x. And then I'm getting a minus 20 plus 21 plus 1. So that's the answer I'm getting. It is worth looking in the textbook to check it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and leave it that way. And hope that at least the process makes sense, but I'm almost certain that that's the right answer. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and end the recording there. That should be probably as much as you can handle watching. And hopefully that helps a little bit with the chain rule and with the lesson that I plan on covering on Monday.